And this is overtime here on OSN. Lever Sage, Zach McGibbon. So the screen says as well. Back for this is overtime after the Minnesota Wild with a convincing 4-1 victory over the Ottawa Senators. Zach, in person in the palatial states here of the OSN studio.
That's right.
Nice to have you a part of it. Would have been nice to have some of your energy for the Sens during the game.
Right. It wasn't really the urgency you thought that they would have at this stage, especially against a team like Minnesota. But not how they envisioned it for this game this afternoon.
That is not how they drew it up.
No.
A 4-1 victory for Minnesota. And yes, Ottawa outshot Minnesota 34-23, but this one felt over a long time before the clock hit 0.
Yes.
Brodin scores his first of the year, or his fourth of the year, about 10 minutes in. And then it was Ryan Hartman scoring before the end of that first period. Hartman again in the second period. Jake Middleton, the former Ottawa 67, making it 4-0, and then a goal just at the end to make it a little closer for the Ottawa Senators. But this is a game that the Minnesota Wild dominated from the beginning, even though the stats don't really tell you that. The eye test told you Ottawa was going to be in for a frustrating night, and they never really got out of it, Zach.
No, they just really, the dagger was that second Hartman goal. Was like, okay, this is, even though you're going into the third period, you still have some time to work with, but even then it was just like, oh, you just kind of felt the energy this afternoon. It was like, as soon as that third goal was in, it's like, it didn't feel like they were coming back. And the first couple minutes of that third too, it was like, there just wasn't the energy you were looking for from the Sens trying to come back out. It's like, all right, you're down 3, trying to motivate the team to get them going, and just really wasn't there for them this afternoon.
So do want to hear from you on what was a pretty lethargic game. I know as we watched on television, the broadcast was making it seem like there was just nothing that anyone can do against this Minnesota Wild team. They're just
they're so good,
great all the time. But yeah, I mean, that is something I think for the Ottawa Senators that they were trying to get through, and they could never get through it tonight. And I thought kind of led by their captain. We'll get to Brady Tkachuk, because his stats look good in this game again. And I'd be really interested from hearing from people who watched the game, were at the game. But that Ryan Hartman goal, the third goal, it was like, what?
Yeah. With Spence giving up the pass there, and then just,
that was the first Hartman goal.
The first one was also pretty bad.
Well, that Spence giver was terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. And then on the one I made you watch like 6 times.
Oh, yes. That one. Yes.
Because that's what I do when I watch games. I rewind them.
You're like, look at this. You need like the telestrator too. It's just so you could draw on it. See, he's going this way, like John Madden style.
I used to do that. I used to ask for a telestrator doing the 67s games on community television. And I didn't get it, but I was told that they would kind of do it for me in the truck.
Oh,
sometimes.
That's always,
as you know,
that's
communication, community television, not always the strongest.
Not 100%. Great crew, but this is
exactly great people away from their jobs.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. But in that scenario, it's like, no, that's not the player I was trying to circle there, but let's just move on from that.
Yeah. But I do that all the time. And you know what? I will. You're the fact checker. I can get you to do a lot of things here. Mm-hmm. We need to come up with some sort of telestrator software to be able to install in here.
I like that.
Especially when we do watch-alongs.
Yeah.
And we're watching the games as they go. And be like, okay, I'm just going to take this and like we'll be able to edit. Because that's what I do when I watch games. And you were privy to it here today, because it was just this weird battle at the boards at the blue line, and everyone's there, and they're all just kind of digging for it. No one's really going anywhere.
Yeah.
Kachuk doesn't even put his body in, but he trips Ryan Hartman.
Yeah, he's got his stick in there, also trying to poke at it.
But he's not really doing anything. And then, the puck finally gets free, goes in the Ottawa end. Hartman gets up. Brady Kachuk does absolutely nothing. Like, he doesn't take a stride, nothing. And then Hartman finally, he goes in, and he's not seen by everyone because I don't know, fell down, but he got tripped in the scrum, so he's late. Yep. He's late getting there.
Yep.
And he walks into all this open ice, and there's Brady Kachuk just gliding behind him. I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah. And Cousins, Dylan Cousins has skated off to try and get another man. And so it just left all the slot just wide open for him to skate in. And that's been the thing too throughout that game. Even on that fourth goal at the end, it was like Hughes was able to spin around his man. He got the pass across. And
Jake Middleton, I can tell you from junior hockey, former 67, has never seen that much open ice in front of him in his life.
I was just going to say, like, Middleton, he's got all this great look in front of him. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to take this opportunity. I have all this ice in front of me, and I'm going to take the shot.
He's kept walking in. Somebody's got to come to me at some point, right?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'll just keep skating in. I guess it happens when you're not Quinn Hughes, and they assume, well, we probably shouldn't do that for Quinn Hughes.
Right.
And give him that much space. But
yeah, I mean, and then Cousins being in the wrong position on that Hartman goal, he got caught too deep in the corner. He's like, oh my God, I got to get back. And then he dives and he comes, it's almost like a cartoon where he comes sliding through the picture.
Yeah.
But he's turned away because he doesn't want to get hit in the head because he doesn't know where the shot's coming from. And he's just this sliding player that comes through. And it's like, well, what is he doing?
Like he's sliding into second base or whatever.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
This is a tough day. They were never in this one.
No.
The Ottawa Senators. So even from the first goal that it skipped up a little bit on Linus Ullmark.
Mm-hmm.
It was deflected and people thought it was a really, really bad rebound.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say it's a bad rebound. Not like a
crazy
awful one, because it did kind of skip and deflect up on him and it kind of caught him a little bit.
Yep.
But still, everything needs to be pointing outwards to the corner.
Yeah.
Like it just can't go back. Huge rebound right in front of the net on a shot like that. Even though it's got deflected, it can't.
Yeah. Like that was a purposeful shot to try and create that rebound. And it's the thing with giving up a rebound sometimes is like, you obviously want to have good rebound control, but sometimes people kind of get caught up on there being a rebound in general. It depends on where the puck kind of goes on the shot.
Oh.
And so like what you mentioned, like if the puck goes off into the corner, I think it's okay. But that rebound that Ullmark had given up was right up the middle into the slot. And again, like a lot of what we saw in the game, just a lot of space. And they're like, all right, well, I'm just going to skate into this open ice.
Well, he put the rebound in front of the net to a place that he was not there.
Yep.
Because he was over to the right out challenging the shooter. And when he gives up the rebound and goes back in front of the net, he's also not in the goal.
Yeah.
Tough to stop pucks from the middle of the ice when you're not there.
Yes. He tried and dive across like Dominic Hasek, but
well, Dylan Cousins tried that later.
Dylan Cousins also slid across, and
that also did not work.
Yeah. I'm surprised his helmet didn't like pop off his head the way that he was sliding hard. So
yeah, so
look at Tanner Ryle in the comments.
Well, Tanner's in the comments, and first of all, like I swear to God, Ben Soublier, the super fan, just decides that I'm going to wait for like 3 minutes until they start, and then he walks in every time. It's like, how about 3 minutes before? How about like 10 minutes after? No. And now he's going to go in the other room? Like, get in here.
No, it's good to see you, super fan.
Tanner says, good one to miss. Hey, boys, how come it looks like this now?
What do you mean?
Well, it never looks like this on the screen with the big...
Well, he's charge of the YouTube channel, you know. He's got the little wrench beside it, you know.
Is this upgraded because of what Tanner's done, or is this just something I've done?
It could be you. It could be you as well.
Yeah,
I'm a little doubtful of that.
You're willing to throw anybody else under the bus except for yourself.
Look, I'm not in the control of the system here. You're clicking buttons. I'm I'm here. I'm talking to the microphone.
To Tanner's point, Tanner, one of the worst games of the year. He says it's part of my creative control.
Brother.
I actually don't think Tanner's done this.
No,
and I don't think I've done it on purpose.
On purpose. That's a key word right there.
I know.
That's the key word.
Yeah. See, again, Tanner, you've definitely tweaked something because the name tag's also blue. This is me probably trying to put Zach's name up on the screen with me, and then somehow it just got like this.
You would think that if you would click edit name, that would like make everything, but it's not just going to be edit name. It's also edit everything else. Well, that's okay. That's okay.
So glad Ottawa picked Boucher over Wallstead. That's
well,
and now he's turning the heater off again. He's done this twice in a row. The last time he came, he did this.
Yeah. Look, don't look at me.
I'm just trying to bring some.
I
know.
appreciate the super fans here. Ben Sublier is here. It's
well,
good to see you.
But now he's tricked the heater because it's got the. I don't know. It won't go on for a couple of minutes, Ben. You know it won't.
Yeah. Well, look, it's
yeah.
Maybe it's sometimes I remember at a previous workplace that it would be a lot cooler that we would try and make it seem like, oh, it's cooler because try and work harder, you heat yourselves up.
You told me last time that it was because it's you can talk. It's fine.
I didn't hit it. I just pulled the plug back.
Well, that's the same thing. Leave it. Just leave it for like 5 minutes and it'll kick back. It's the
we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
Didn't you tell me last time that you screwed this up that it takes 5 minutes?
No, that's because I actually knocked it. I didn't touch it.
It's the same thing though.
No.
Does it work?
No,
well, that's right. That's right.
Working until you touched it.
No, it wasn't. Nice to see it, Ben.
This is just the result of a 4-1 loss.
what I'm trying to do is bring some energy into a show that people aren't going to have any.
Yeah.
Like you, because there's nothing really to say about the game because they sucked.
Yeah, it was not one of the Sens better performances.
You also have a This Is Wrestling stream scheduled on the channel.
That could be purposeful.
It probably wasn't. I think I was looking. So Tanner, go fix it, will you? He says cream eggs or mini eggs.
I haven't had a lot of cream eggs. I usually am a mini egg guy. I am a mini egg sort of guy. So.
I think Tanner asked me this before. If you guys were listening, they're both good. Both are great, actually, but you have to have mini eggs for the most part. That's 75% because once you have a cream egg, they're so rich and they're so sweet. It's like insane. You can't have another one.
Yeah,
like you're done.
Yeah. It really, like, I haven't had a lot of cream eggs, but I have enjoyed the cream eggs.
Oh, they're unbelievable.
They're good in like certain spots.
But if you start with the cream egg, you just won't want the mini eggs or anything else after that. Like you're just done. So why not just stay at the cream egg for last?
Yeah.
Hope everyone's having a good Easter. We are just trying to bring something to the program because Ottawa dominated in this hockey game. They were never really in it. Now they did get some good news as Ben's here too. I just kind of put this all together. The fraud wings, as he would call them, the Detroit Red Wings, also lost 4-1 this afternoon at Madison Square Garden. And that's a bad loss for Detroit at this time to a bad New York Rangers team. And they were never really in that one either.
Jonathan Quick had a
shutout.
Well, Red Wings, unless that was an empty net goal, then yeah, you know what? Fair enough. That's
why would it be an empty net goal at 4-0?
I don't know.
So it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be. I'm just saying unless it could be. You always have to throw out those possibilities there, Lee.
Stop. Tanner, what about Peeps? Is there a more controversial candy? Okay, so yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah. It's like he stopped listening at shutout.
He went to his phone, caused some confusion.
He went to his phone after hearing shutout and then just stopped listening.
Yeah. That's on me, Ben.
I'm not going to repeat this for you, Ben.
That's on me, Ben.
Okay, Peeps. Do you know what Peeps are?
I have not had Peeps. I've heard of
Do you know what Peeps are? Yeah, Ben, of course. You have kids. Yeah. Like I don't know if they've had them. No?
I don't recall having Peeps.
They're
Certainly not a go-to.
they're not chocolate. They're just a
It's
marshmallow
like a
chewy candy.
Yeah.
And I agree. This is like the cilantro of Easter candy. Like very controversial, Tanner. So I'm not a Peeps person.
Not a Peeps.
No. I do like Christian.
I was just gonna say you seem like a Christian Cage guy.
I am a Christian Cage guy, but I do not like
Man of the Peeps.
Man of the Peeps. No, they're disgusting, actually.
No. Yeah, it's marshmallows
But Tanner didn't say if he likes them or not. Ben says the only Peeps I like are Christians.
Yep.
It's nice that Ben's like right here and texting into the program.
Look, double duty. I appreciate it.
Yeah, they're marshmallows. Tanner, do you like them? He also says DeBrincat missing the playoffs again will make me smile. I think a lot of people can get on board with that.
Yeah.
Whether they make the playoffs or not, the standings right now have not changed a little bit other than the games played category. As now the Ottawa Senators and the Red Wings have played one more game and each have just lost. So they still have 88 points. The Columbus Blue Jackets in action tonight against the Winnipeg Jets. And the New York Islanders also are in Carolina. And those are the two games that Ottawa fans will be watching tonight to see if the standings change. Tanner says Peeps are mid. Don't like them, don't hate them. See, this is the problem I have with most of the generation that's younger than me. Okay. And I'm not.
Should I give you your cane and let you
Yeah,
shake it?
I'm not calling Tanner out, but I really am, because he's the one that said, if I recall, I want to get it. What about Peeps? Is there a more controversial candy? And then his answer is they're mid. I kind of like them. I kind of don't like them. What is controversial about it being right in the middle?
Well, he sees it as right in the middle. Maybe he's seeing the overall perspective of Peeps. Like overall, Peeps is a controversial topic.
How would he know that if they're just mid to him and they're not good or they're not bad?
Well, look, I think Tanner's got his finger on the pulse of the conversation. So he's trying to.
I can tell you he doesn't. I do. And he's in blue and he's got a wrench.
Yeah. He's always working hard, He's the William Regal. He's a man, such a man. Son.
Yeah. Things can be controversial to others and not me.
That's what I'm saying. I got you, Tanner.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Bring something to the program. Don't tell me they're controversial and then don't act like they're not controversial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ben says, though, Philly winning last night was huge for Ottawa. And I don't disagree because, again, it keeps the Islanders in this weird spot where they are 1 point up and they're in the Metro. And when you look at the standings, you don't really see them right away.
Right.
But to me, they're still the team that's in big trouble. 1 point up on Ottawa, Detroit, Columbus, and Philadelphia. They've played more games. So right as we sit at this moment, everyone has played equal games except for the Islanders, and all have 88 points. And everyone has 6 games left in the year. This isn't updated just for the Ottawa gameplay, but it is for Detroit.
Yep.
Just so you know.
Yep.
So everyone's played 76 games. Ottawa, Detroit, Columbus, and Philadelphia, when I say everybody. And they all have 88 points. Now, going into tonight, both the Columbus Blue Jackets and the New York Islanders will play again. Right? So that's where Columbus could go. Like if Columbus beats the Winnipeg Jets, they're going to leap over, which is crazy. They're going to leap over 4 teams tonight because they will go right past all of the wild card teams and into the 3rd spot in the Metro, which if that happens, Ottawa will still only be 1 point out of a playoff spot. So that's the worst that can happen tonight because Detroit's already lost. Ottawa has already lost. If Columbus wins, the New York Islanders will only be 1 point up. And I'm correct, right? Philly doesn't play tonight.
They do not play tonight.
Yeah, they don't play today. So
no.
Yeah, so all eyes on, and look, Carolina, we talked about it during the game. Carolina's got a tough back-to-back here. They're in Ottawa tomorrow, but they don't play till 7 o'clock tonight against the Islanders, and then it's a long flight from there. They're probably going to get in at, there's no way they're at the hotel before 2 a.m., and then they play at 5 p.m., so that's where Ottawa's got to take advantage of that. Allmark didn't love that rebound on the first goal. Yeah. After that, don't know I can fault him on any of the goals, like bad breakdowns or like somebody else's
That's really the thing. It was a lot of bad breakdowns, and we've touched on it a lot before. It's like you just hope your goaltender can come up with a big save in those scenarios, but in this case, the way that you saw it is it felt more like the breakdowns of the plays of the final 3 goals there for Minnesota. The Spence one to me was like, oh, that was not a it goes back to, you look at the analytics and there's been times when I watched Spence this year, is like, this is like, he's looked really strong this year, especially in the scenarios that he's had to be thrown into with the essentially the Belleville Sens decor. Is like, oh, well, I'm familiar with that, but having to see him have to step up, and he's done that in a lot of scenarios, and he's had to see his minutes increase dramatically from what you usually see from him.
Right.
So it's not going to be perfect all the time when it comes to Spence, but in this case, it was something where you're like, oh, that's not great.
And that's the thing that I think separates the full-time NHLers. They're not going to be perfect, but when you make a mistake, you kind of have to be insulated a little bit, where you can't make a mistake where it leads to like a direct breakaway or a direct goal. And unfortunately, that's what happened. In this one, right? But as you said, Spence played really well, and he's had a ton of minutes, and he's not used to playing like that. What did you think of Jake Sanderson's game today? I thought he wasn't
bad.
Okay.
Yeah, he's there, and I see Tanner also asked that question too in the chat about Sanderson.
Is he a host? Oh, he did? Is he hosting the show?
Well, I'm just answering the question from
how did Sanderson look? Well, don't be. I yell at other people for don't be reading things that aren't up on the screen yet. And there's a lot of people that are close to the situation that do that a lot. So you don't be one of them. You're the professional.
All right. I will not even look at these comments until they.
Excellent. I'm going to put it up. How did Sanderson look, Zach?
I thought he was all right.
Okay.
I mean, there wasn't, especially in that second period, it just felt like the whole team just really started to, I won't say shut down, but certainly didn't play at a level you would think that they would be playing at in a game like this. So it's tough to say when you get down by 3 goals in the second period. So, but from what we were able to see, like I didn't think he was awful. I didn't think he was a game changing though, or anything like that. Certainly wasn't in this one. So I think it's going to be one of those deals where you have to see him play a little bit more, get a couple more games in to see where he really is truly at. Because one of the things we were talking about on the pregame show is like the reason why he was a game time decision is like he was going to be somebody that was going to log in a lot of minutes.
Well, and he did tonight. 24:55 for Jake Sanderson. So 5 seconds shy of 5 minutes. And I have to go look at the shift chart. I always over pronunciate that because I have said something else before, but I have to. You're reading the comments again. Don't do that. No, don't read the comments.
I'm not saying anything though.
But don't read them. Really, you're involved with the conversation with me.
I'm in.
No, you were reading the comments. Don't tell me you can do 2 things at once. I've witnessed that you cannot. 3 giveaways, 24-55. Had 3 shots on goal today. He was there. They just weren't doing a lot. They weren't generating a lot. So when they're not generating a lot, they're spending more time in their own end than they have in a lot of other games.
Yeah.
You're not going to really notice anyone on defense that much more. Let's get to the Marlboro man. Nice to hear from him. 2 big mistakes on the first 2 goals. Missed call on Zub for the 3rd goal. You guys notice 7 always going on and off the ice through the gate, always sitting at the gate. I think he is more hurt than we all know. The Wild are a big, strong, fast team that moves the puck very well. We still only have 2 regular D-men. 85 probably rushed back before he should. The ref's not great tonight. Okay, I don't when you say the refs aren't great tonight, I didn't notice. Like, what was it specifically that you didn't like about the referees? Marlboro Man? I'm not going to give Brady even the slightest bit of a chance to go on the injury bug. If you are out there and you are competing for your team, you are ready to go. I want you, Marlboro Man, on the third goal to go watch the play from the beginning. I don't know if you heard us at the beginning, but like literally one of the most embarrassing 10 seconds of time I've ever seen Brady Tkachuk play. Like, he didn't take a stride. He didn't do anything. And Ryan Hartman was on the ground at the blue line, and that's the guy who scored the goal, and Brady Tkachuk was still behind him.
Yeah.
Like, what was he doing? I just made Zach watch it 6 times. So I just...
It was a lot of rewind, slow motion, and then rewind again, and then slow motion.
Zach, I want you to watch this exact.
Look at the bottom corner here.
Right.
It's like, oh, this black bar is covering it. We're gonna have to rewind.
I do have some John Madden in me from the old yellow.
Just need a couple of booms in there. And yeah. and then you got a bang on for John Madden.
Ben says the shit chart. I have said that on radio couple of times before.
Say more than once.
Before I was like, I better slow down and over pronunciate this.
Konosuke Takeshita.
Wild will need a center for me to call them contenders. Looking at Matthews. Well, I actually think they're in a pretty good position. I think both teams are. I think it's a really good spot for the Minnesota Wild to know that they're going to play the Dallas Stars. I don't think it's a great look for the National Hockey League, but for the teams themselves, like the playoffs do not start until about April 18th. Like it's April 4th. You already know you're playing them.
Yep.
You should know every single thing that they have ever done and things that they used that didn't work, that they might go back to, everything about that team. And you can scout. Other teams don't have that privilege. Ottawa's just trying to get there, let alone who they might face or, so there is an advantage there for that. Marlboro Man back in. We need to be much hungrier and to get in front of the net. 0 net presence today, unfortunately. And that's where, so I watched the game and Zach watched the game, Marlboro Man. And I think we were kind of thinking the same thing, but the TV broadcast, little homerish today on just, wow, there's just nothing Ottawa can do. Like, it's just a perfect game. There's no space. They can't do anything. It's like, no, that's how Ottawa has played the last 2 months to make other teams feel that way.
Yep.
I agree with the Marlboro Man that way. It's like, yeah, there might not be any space out there, but sometimes you got to make your own and go to the front of the net and just throw the puck there and cause a whole bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's how Batherson scored the goal late in the, like he was in front of the net and he was
lying on his side.
Yeah. Finding the,
it was actually remarkable when I went back and watched. I'm like, he scored from there.
Yeah. He was lying down. The puck came by. He's like, all right, I'm just going to flip this over Wallstedt. And so, no, I agree.
But back to Tanner's, they need a center. I don't know. I mean, you look at the goaltending, they probably, I can't believe we haven't heard about Jesper Wallstedt yet from Tanner.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. Well, I just did it for him. He says Hughes makes him much more dangerous when against Heiskanen and Makar. Yeah, I mean, every one of those teams has like this defenseman that can change the game.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy to say that Heiskanen's the third guy.
Right.
But he is, because again, for those who went to the game, Quinn Hughes is setting now records for the most assists for a defenseman in Minnesota Wild history in one season. And he got there halfway through the season. That's nuts.
Crazy.
Yes.
There it is.
I'd give a lot for Wallstedt to be a Senator. Ben says they probably move Wallstedt for a center. Shane Pinto. I still wouldn't be moving Shane Pinto.
Me neither.
I know you need a goalie, but I'm not moving Shane Pinto to get a goalie. I'm going to find another goalie that I can go and get that I don't have to move Shane Pinto for, because the reason the Ottawa Senators are in the position that they are, to me, one of the very, very big reasons is that when we talk about that they've been good for a couple of months and they've shut down other teams and other teams have got nothing, and we're watching James Reimer get a 9-save shutout. Like, the reason why that's happening is Shane Pinto and his line. Like, they are doing most of the damage shutting teams down. Not that others aren't. Everyone's buying into Travis Green's system, but that line is showing you how to do it. And if you want to win in the NHL, you need a line like that, but you need a center like that. If you want to win, you have to have one of those guys. So I'm not giving up Shane Pinto to go get a guy that I think is an upgrade over what you have, but I don't know what level Wallstead can get you to. I know Shane Pinto can be, like, I already know that guy can be a third line center on a Stanley Cup winning team. And whether that's a second line because they play more minutes or whatever, that guy is already the caliber that he could be on a Stanley Cup winning team in that role, if they have good players up in front and with him and all that stuff. So I'm not doing that for Pinto, but it is a good question.
Yep.
And Tanner says goalies always go below market value. Greg, maybe. Well, I mean, look, you got to give something up to get something, for sure. I wouldn't want to give up Ridley Gregg, but I'm choosing Shane Pinto over him. I'd be giving up Dylan Cousins. That would be my guy. Guy scores in the power play. Doesn't do a whole lot 5-on-5. He's not great defensively. It's not like he's a bad player. I shouldn't be picking on him like that and making him sound bad, but I like him. I just like the other guys better.
Yeah.
Tanner says Halliday. Well, yeah, but Halliday
needs to hit the ice.
Halliday and what?
Yeah. He would have to be part of a deal. Now, there's a lot to like about Halliday in his game, like when he is on the ice, at least from what I've seen of Belleville. So, like, he's somebody that I do think can be an NHL center, and from his playmaking ability.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now with Halliday, like, he would have to be somebody that would be part of a package. So there's upside there, but he's obviously not hitting the ice anytime soon.
Right.
At least right now, anyway.
I think this is an easy game to at least push aside and get ready for tomorrow, because I don't really know what went right for Ottawa in this game, other than probably Sanderson got out of the game, hopefully unscathed. I don't think he had a big problem.
No. So
if he can play 25 minutes and be fine for tomorrow, that's a win. But there wasn't a lot of else that I loved about their game. Yeah, Minnesota was smothering. We've seen, again, Ottawa's done this to so many teams, and then they get it done to them once, and you're kind of like, oh, this is how it feels.
Yeah.
You're looking through some of the other minutes. Cameron Crotty played over 14 minutes again. He was almost at 14 minutes the other game. So this is, though, why I think stats lie. Brady Tkachuk played 17 minutes tonight. He had 7 shots on goal. He had 9 that were directed towards the net, a missed shot and a block shot. He went 4-0 on faceoffs. His stat line looked really good. And I didn't think he was very good tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he had 1 hit. He wasn't really doing anything. He looked lethargic at big points throughout the game. And I'm kind of wondering, like, what is he doing? But then you look at the stat line and it's, well, he was -1.
Yep.
And 1 hit. Those are not great. No points. But 7 shots on goal and perfect in the faceoff dots. Like, oh, well, he didn't have a bad night. I didn't think he was great.
And he's just somebody that, especially with how much they're paying for him, obviously, is like, he's somebody that you kind of want more from. Like, you don't really want good from him. Like, obviously you'll take good on certain nights, but I think you want, like, for a guy that's your captain and the guy and what they expect from him leadership wise and him taking over a game, they want a lot more grade.
There's 7 games to go. Now 6.
Yep.
to go in the regular season. You have to have that from him.
Yeah.
If it's game 32, fine. It's not. Our man, MVB says the workhorse and Whitehorse. Say it ain't so. Well, I don't think he's the workhorse in his own end. I don't think that's
see him sliding across there on the.
Yeah, I did. Covering up his head.
Yep.
Just kind of being that cartoon character sliding across the screen. Tanner said, would you trade Yakimchuk or Hensler? Yes. Of course I would.
Yep.
You have no idea whether those guys are going to hit.
Yeah.
Like just because, I mean, you've watched them. We've watched a little bit of Yakimchuk. You have no idea whether he's going to hit.
Yeah. He certainly has the offensive upside where you think he could hit. Hensler, it's tougher to say about Hensler. It's both tougher, but also easier to say with Hensler because you could just say with him, always he got injured and then you haven't really seen him be out in pro hockey yet in the AHL or the NHL. So he could easily be somebody who say, that's down the line. And with the Sens, with the way that it's assembled right now, you can get a little bit of the future way so you can bring somebody in now to help with your playoff push. And you've already got a pretty stacked right end in terms of just the amount of bodies that you're trying to utilize on the right side of the defense. So I think Yakimchuk you could keep for another little bit because I do think there is the potential there. It's like we've been saying, it goes back to like, can he get the defensive end of his defensive game going?
Yeah, and young players take time to be able to do that. I'm not, it's not like I don't think he can't.
Yep.
But would I trade him now to go get a goalie that I was pretty sure on? Yep. There's three guys I wouldn't trade on the team, the entire team. I would listen to anything else other than Jake Sanderson, Tim Stützle, and I wouldn't even say that. I would listen to Shane Pinto. I'm just not trading him for Jesper Wallstedt. But I would listen about Pinto if something like really big was coming back. But I would not want to give up Pinto, so you'd have to really twist my arm. But I guess I would listen. I'm not listening on Stützle or Sanderson, but that's it. Like everybody else in the organization is okay. Talk to me. Doesn't mean I'm saying yes, but yeah, let's talk.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So again, the good news is that Detroit got thrown around by the New York Rangers and Ottawa still sits in the playoff position. And really, if the Columbus Blue Jackets don't beat the Winnipeg Jets, Ottawa is still going to be in a playoff spot. Right? Because the Islanders, if they win in Carolina, they're already in one. They'll just stay in one and put themselves in a better standing. But Ottawa will still be in one if Winnipeg beats Columbus in regulation. So
is that new, by the way, that the Maple Leafs officially eliminated from the playoffs? Was that announced yesterday or is that official today?
I don't know.
I didn't see the E beside the Maple Leafs when we saw it earlier, so I think it might be officially official.
Well,
that's why I bring it up.
It's a good day to celebrate then.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not all bad if you're a Sens fan.
My worry is that they fall down into that bottom 5.
Yeah. So that they can get that pick.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah.
You need it 6 and then giving it to like Boston or something.
Yeah. But like what Tanner said, the funniest option is they finish where it's like 6 and they can't like that. That would be
incredible. Yeah. Tanner says Buffalo has now clinched.
Yep.
Yep, we got that. Tampa's clinched, Buffalo's clinched, Carolina has clinched. But we didn't see the E beside the Leafs earlier, which it is now there.
Yeah. I mean, it was the way that they had been going, it was pretty much.
Yeah, they weren't going to make it.
It was a matter of time, it was just.
But it's always a great day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's always a great day.
Yeah.
When that happens.
Florida's still alive somehow.
Yeah, you would bet that depending on even how some of the games work out tonight, that could be the E could be beside them as well.
Yeah.
Because they have the same amount of points as the Leafs, right? So they've just played one less game, so they have a possibility of getting more. So
yeah.
like I said, I think it's an easier game to just throw away because of how like nobody was really great in this game. And it's not like they were almost there and something really bad happened, like a bad giveaway or like one play. This was they weren't in it for most of the game.
Yeah.
Would you start Allmark or Reimer?
I think I'd still go with Allmark for tomorrow against Carolina.
I would too. I heard them say on the television broadcast that they assumed that Reimer was going to start.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was coming from a position of knowledge or if that was just what their thoughts were. I think that was Mike Johnson that said that.
Mm-hmm.
I would be absolutely going back to Linus Allmark. You just need him right now.
And it wasn't like he was awful or anything like that.
But he's got the capability of playing like he did on Thursday and winning, right?
Yep.
I don't know that James Reimer has that capability.
No.
And there's only 6 games left in the year.
Yeah.
You got to win every. So he goes home today. There's no travel. It's still another 24 hours and 37 minutes until he's got to play again. I don't know. Feels like he can. Feels like he should. Tanner says the Rhyme Minister feels likely. I don't know why. Why would he feel likely?
Well, if you had a regular goalie pairing, it would be the time where it's like, all right, you put the other goaltender in, but this is not one of those.
But there's 6 games to go in the season, and you're tied for the last playoff spot, and one guy's an $8.5 million goalie, and the other one was eating Doritos 2 months ago on the couch.
Right.
Come on.
League minimum.
Come on. Again, like this, I think we've just conditioned people to be like, well, goalies just can't start back to back. And well, they can if one guy's supposed to be your guy and the other guy is just here to fill in time because you weren't prepared for how bad the rest of the guys were going to be.
Right.
I hope it doesn't feel like Rhyme Minister time. I don't think that would be a very good decision. In fact, the last time they played Carolina at home, they actually played really well, and they lost the game because James Reimer wasn't very good. And they're a tough opponent. And they played really well, and they lost that game because their goalie wasn't very good. I wouldn't be starting him again against that team. SAWFT.
Soft.
That's great.
Can't believe I brought that out over the.
That was good.
Yep.
That was good.
Cass, Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
Enzo now on the independent scene.
For This Is Wrestling fans, there'll be another edition coming out very soon.
Yep.
Zach was none too pleased about what he saw in the last day or two.
How could you?
No, he wasn't. So we need to get an episode out.
Yep.
So that's already been
I sent the message
today.
to Lee, and I was like, we need to talk about this while I'm here.
Yeah.
This is the perfect opportunity to talk about it. So
yeah. So that'll be out soon. Looking to the schedule tonight, we've talked a lot about that Carolina Islanders game tonight at 7:00 because that affects the Ottawa Senators in both ways, with Carolina coming to town and the Islanders as a team that they're trying to pass in points. The Winnipeg Columbus game, obviously a big game, but you look around at the rest of the score, Zach, and in the West, you got 3 teams that are sitting at 79 points, all tied for the last playoff spot. The LA Kings at home to the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight, the eliminated Toronto Maple Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7:00 start, even though it's in LA. So the Kings looking to stay ahead because they know if they do not win, they will not be in a playoff spot, because even though they hold that position right now, the Predators and the Sharks play each other tonight, and they're also tied with LA with 79 points. So
that'll be a good match.
One of those teams getting 2 points tonight.
Yep.
And for the LA Kings, they're hoping the other team doesn't get one. But that's, 40 goals, 105 points for Macklin Celebrini. Crazy numbers for him. And that'll be a great game tonight.
Yeah.
So there's still, if you're a hockey fan and you're coming home from the game, you're looking at the game and going, oh, sucks, Ottawa lost. And there's still a lot of hockey to watch tonight.
Yep.
Which is great.
Yep. Still a little bit of scoreboard watching in some cases, but in terms of that Preds Sharks match, I think that'll be really interesting to see how that goes. I was listening to your guys' conversation yesterday about the MVP race and how that's looking. I was somebody that was going with McKinnon, but if the Sharks make the playoffs, to me, it's a Celebrini.
So if they don't make the playoffs, how do you feel about Celebrini winning? Are you like me that you don't consider it as good of a feat?
I was on your side on that case because, to me, I think that means something that if you're able to carry your team into the playoffs and get them to be able to secure a playoff spot. So if the Sharks are able to lock in one of those wild card spots, then absolutely Celebrini has to be, because he has been practically dragging that Sharks team.
Well, he's more than doubled the second place guy.
Yeah.
Tanner was, Will Smith was the second highest scorer, and Celebrini has more than twice as many points.
Yeah.
That is a guy dragging his team along.
Yes. And it's obviously not to take away from his season if they don't make it or whatever, but
Tanner says if they miss by 1 point, what difference is it? Well, Tanner, the difference is they're not playing playoff hockey games. They're not one of the top 16 teams in the league. They're in the bottom half of the league. They're at least 17th, Tanner. Do you not know the difference between watching a playoff game at home or playing in a playoff game? That's the difference, Tanner.
I do think that does mean something. If anything, that's more of a case of him being able to win the MVP, right? He's
got 50 more points than Will Smith. Yes. Oh boy, I'm gonna put that back up. That's a bad typo. Ethan would be very proud of that spelling of Will Smith.
Ethan's never on when I'm on. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, he likes to avoid you.
I don't know. I feel like I bring a good energy.
Zach, it's why we have you on more.
It's starting to add up now. Now that you put it that way, I understand that a little bit more.
Zach,
now.
If you felt neglected before, you will not. Coming up.
It is truly something when I'm looking through that chat, and it's just,
Ben says they don't ask how, they ask how many. What's that in reference to?
I think it's to Celebrini and how many points and whatnot. I could be wrong on that.
But they do ask. They don't ask how, they ask how many. No, they don't. Not if he doesn't make the playoffs, they won't. Because he's not going to win it. Everyone can argue about all they want. He's not winning the MVP if they don't make the playoffs.
And again, it's not to take away it's not like, oh, he's a bad player or whatever.
No, it's because it's because the definition of the MVP is interpreted differently by different people.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
It is not a direct line to be like, oh, this is what the MVP is. Is it the MVP of your team? Is it the MVP of the league? Is it a combination of the two?
Yeah.
Oh, Tanner's saying it's a fickle take. Huh. Probably talking to Ben about that. Isn't Ben like fickle? Brian Danielson does. Oh, hold on a second. PJ and North Gore. It was a depressing game to watch, but Minnesota is not good. Let's regroup. Win tomorrow. Go Sens go from PJ in the Gore.
There you go.
Zach pronounced it Gower for the first 5 years in radio.
No, I did not.
No, I know.
Hold on, no.
That was vicious. I apologize.
That was unbelievably incorrect.
Other people have, and I just...
Yes. Those are always fun when you had to train the new people and they were from outside of the Ottawa region. And it's like, let's see how they pronounce this word and see how it goes.
It's Dalhousie, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
It is Dalhousie.
It's North Gower. Nope.
Had to go up to that. I'm not going to say I was perfect either. You know, like when I had to do news in Kingston, and I had to be on the regional news desk, which no longer exists. But when I was on the regional news desk, and I called Cataraqui Cataraqui in Kingston.
Oh, okay.
And apparently, a lot of calls.
Heard about that.
Lot of calls. Lots and lots.
But you
of
would
calls.
think that somebody, like, if somebody was going to do like the traffic or the weather or things like that, that somebody in management would take them aside. Hey, look, there's a couple of things. Like, I don't have them all written down, but like Dalhousie, North Gowers, North
or like
Gore.
a list of pronunciations on the The only list that was up there was the list of nicknames I got during my time at CFRA,
which were
extensive. It was like
we're listening.
There, one of them was Zeke McMuffin. That was one that I got called a lot. It was a lot. Some of them I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but it was certainly a lot of them.
Tanner says I mispronounced Hazeldean on my first date. So look, is that just a mistake, or like what would you have called it? Because we all make mistakes, but it's about like if you called it North Gower and then no one corrected you, you would call it North Gower again and again and again until somebody.
You would just kind of brace for impact. Is like, like sometimes when you're reading stuff, it's like, I've never seen this name before.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's just go for it.
Right.
Right. Like,
be strong, convincing.
Yeah.
Like you do know it.
Yeah. Like the former Minister of Education, Stephen Lecce.
Right.
I kept butchering that name for the first couple and then finally it was like,
gets in your head.
It's Leach. It's not Lecce, Zach. It's Lecce. It happens. It happens. I still had to figure stuff out when I moved to Belleville. I was like, oh, that's how you say it.
Tanner says, turns out my mom always mispronounced it wrong.
Oh.
But what? How would you pronounce Hazeldean other than?
It was like Hazeldean? Hazeldean, maybe.
Okay.
Dion.
I'm not gonna guess what the misinterpretation there was. Margot Ben says, Zach and Lee, one day I'll tell you guys why North Gore is mispronounced all the time. There is a story to it. See, no,
there you go.
I actually love that. Like, I love the history of things and to be able to find out, because I still have no idea. Like, I know it's North Gore, but I don't know why it is North Gore.
Yeah.
So I would love the Marble Man too. Yeah. Exactly as Zach said. Yes.
There you go.
So what was it?
I said Hazeldean.
Hazeldean?
Yeah.
But okay, fine. No.
Look, people interpret it in different ways, you know.
But if you just saw Hazel, would you pronounce it Hazel? Like, he's got hazel eyes? No, you wouldn't, Zach.
No, I would not.
So
I would not.
Like the North Gore ones, the Dalhousie ones. Yes, like if you're not from here, you don't know. And I get it, but that's just not knowing how to say Hazel.
Yeah. Oh,
I've never heard of Hazel.
There's one that I really butchered. I don't know why I butchered it. I'm trying to remember what it was, but my dad was all over me on it.
Someone else at that station mispronounced James Duthie's name.
Ooh.
That one stung to hear.
James Duthie, I imagined that person said.
Yeah, that's not great.
No, especially when they work at the station.
Right. And James Duthie not only is pretty famous around Canada, but he's from Ottawa. Right? You should know that.
Yeah. He was a sports reporter.
North Gore was named after a British admiral who lived on her property, Lord Admiral Gore, then naming the village misspelt his name with Gower.
Wow.
Well, who named the village and misspelt it?
Well, it's like that. Have you ever seen that story of the border city along Canada, the U.S.? I forget what it's called.
Sault Ste. Marie and Sault Ste. Marie?
Well, that not that, but there was another one. I'm trying to remember the name, but they had got the line on the border wrong. And so parts of it is in the States and parts of it are in Canada. And they're so strict about it, where it's like, even like literally there's a road where the literal median of the road is one half is the U.S. and the other is, so you can't pass. Because then Border Patrol's coming in and they're like, hey, no. And apparently they have cameras there and whatnot. It's just,
it'd be nice if you actually knew where it was.
I know. I'm trying to remember the name.
It's a key part of the story.
I know. It's a great YouTube video on it, and I'm trying to remember what the name is. So, but it is great.
Tanner said they said Dutchy, and the person who said it's usually in the chat, but not when Zach's on.
Oh, I think it's not me. It's not me. I now I know who this person was.
It doesn't even say and not when Zach's here, but I'm guessing it's that person.
Mm-hmm. It's not me. I can tell you that.
Right. All right. So as PJ has so eloquently said, he's got to kind of toss it and move on.
Yep.
But moving on to a pretty good Carolina team, even though they played tonight, they're still a pretty good Carolina team, right? Who, with the fact that Buffalo lost to Ottawa, Carolina still has visions on being the top team in the Eastern Conference. They can get there with a couple of big wins against the Islanders and Ottawa this weekend. So be interesting to see who's in net for them after who plays tonight.
Yep. And even those road games that the Sens are on later on, it's not like they're going out west and doing a Western road trip. It's like, as you mentioned, essentially Long Island, and
they play Long Island in New Jersey, and it's a 1 o'clock Saturday start, a 7 o'clock p.m. Sunday start, where I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're staying at the same hotel.
Makes sense.
And they're just getting out to the game and coming back. So that's not arduous travel.
No.
On a back-to-back. Like sometimes all back-to-backs aren't the same. So Carolina's back-to-back tonight and tomorrow. A lot different from being in Carolina and getting into Ottawa at 1 or 2 in the morning and then playing at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot different from, say, playing on Long Island at 1, getting back to the hotel at 5, and then you staying at the same hotel and you don't play till 7 the next night. Oh, that's not that hard.
Yeah.
So you have a team that you would prefer? Predators, Sharks, Kings. I mean, the other teams aren't too far back either. Just looking at the standings. Yeah, the Blues and the Jets are 3 points back. I'd love for the Jets to get there. They just got they lost the other night, and it was a huge loss for them. But
that would be quite a story if the Jets were able to get in.
I'd love the Jets to get there, and they're only 3 points back, but still, it's going to be very difficult with the number of teams that they have to pass.
Yeah.
Let me guess. You're a Macklin Celebrini Sharks.
I want to.
Yeah, of course you do. You're so predictable.
Look, I'm just I love me a good story. WWE appears allergic to that right now, but I do love me a good story.
Well, how about like a good local boy like Cody Ceci getting back to the playoffs again with the LA Kings?
Good for him. Good for him.
I know. I get crapped on because I always supported him.
You are a CC defender.
But this is a guy, to me, this is how old I am and how crazy it is.
Yep.
He is, I believe, now 57 games away from 1,000 in his NHL career. And he's played 106 playoff games. That is more than a lot of top players who ever got to play.
Yep.
That's right. I'm pretty sure if you asked a lot of people in Ottawa when Cody Ceci was here, that guy's going to play 1,000 NHL games and over 100 playoff games and have multiple chances to win the Stanley Cup with teams that go deep. And you're like, yeah, right.
It's a very funny joke.
But that's what he's doing.
It is.
And then people crap on him.
Yeah.
I'm not cheering for the Kings either. I'm cheering for the Sharks.
I was going to say, I was like, oh, you're really selling me here on this. On this Kings team.
I like Cody, but the Kings are boring as anything. And, and to have Macklin Celebrini representing the game in the playoffs, like people all over the country, in both countries, are going to just, like, if the Sharks are playing in a playoff game, I'm going to stay up and watch it because of Macklin Celebrini.
Yep.
Right. I'm sure whoever they're playing, and they might play a Colorado, they might play, someone really, really good who would also make you want to watch the game. But he's one of those guys. Like, I think I had this discussion with Tanner about like how many guys are really like truly must see, bringing people to the rink because they're there. How many guys for you? Like, for me, like McKinnon, McCarr, they would bring me to the rink to watch them play. Obviously, McDavid would.
Yep. Crosby still would for me, but that's only because I haven't seen so much Crosby.
Which I totally understand.
Yeah.
And he does still bring people to the rink
Yep.
when he travels and is there.
McDavid for sure, and Celebrini certainly is.
He's in that discussion.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how many more guys are there to me? Like, I wouldn't go see Bedard because he's here. He doesn't have that level for me, but he does for some other people, and that's great.
Maybe first year, just because of the hype that was coming in for Bedard when he got into the league. Maybe the first year for Connor Bedard, but since then, like, I still think there's high upside, but I don't know if.
But how many other guys in the entire league would you like? Oh, that guy's coming to town. I gotta watch him play.
Not much.
Well, Jack Hughes.
Yeah. Well, that's that. There's a reason for you for Jack Hughes.
Well, in the last like 15 games, he's the best player in the NHL again.
Yep. He has been really good.
Gold medal scoring.
Yep.
I mean, in itself, Zach.
Yeah.
You could go to Giovanni's.
Yeah.
See Jack Hughes next time.
Ben doesn't know that story, I don't think.
Well, maybe everyone else listening doesn't know the story.
Yeah, this is
somebody went to Giovanni's.
Yeah, I went to Giovanni's last night for
Must
for
be nice,
family dinner. Yeah, it's
but Giovanni's. You don't care about Giovanni's either.
Yes, Ben's no selling. You know what?
He's no selling a lot of things.
That's okay. That's okay. No, but what he'll appreciate this part of the story though. Maybe the people listening, because I did mention on the pregame show, but some.
If you can believe this, not everyone listens to every second of the pregame show, and this is overtime.
I mean, I consume so much content. You know, I learned it from the WWE.
Who did you see last night at Giovanni's, Zach?
So when I was at Giovanni's, in walks in Brady Tkachuk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Brady Tkachuk walked into Giovanni's.
Was he limping?
He was not limping.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, for all these people, he must be hurt. Yeah, I don't think so.
He was solo for the first bit.
Okay.
And he was waiting at his table. I saw he was on his phone and whatnot. And
what else do people do when they're sitting at the table by themselves? My God, what did people do before they get phones?
I'm just describing what I saw.
I know. I'm just
what else is it?
I'm just telling you, before people had phones, what did they do when they sat at a table by themselves?
I don't know.
Okay. Who else came?
So it was no other Ottawa Senators that had come, I should say. And it was 3 members of the Minnesota Wild that were eating with.
Did Brady one Tkachuk. Guy come that put Brady in a headlock today?
Try and think. I'll tell you the players. Yeah, Quinn Hughes was one of them.
He put Brady in a headlock in the first period.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Did you watch the game with me?
I was thinking the final scrap there at the end of the third. Quinn Hughes was there.
Yep.
Matt Boldy was there. Mm-hmm. And Brock Faber was there. And what do they all have in common, Lee?
They won a gold medal.
Yep.
And they're living off of it.
Yep.
I get it, though. It's more of whether you think or people think that Ottawa's or that those guys are just all going to bond together and go play with each other in a couple of years. Quinn Hughes' contract's up and Brady Tkachuk's is up in a couple of years. And
it was funny seeing that question earlier. It's like, what's this? The Wild need a center. Who should they get? And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I saw a center talk with players on the Minnesota Wild yesterday. Brady Tkachuk can play some center, I guess, but he's more winger.
Oh, he's not a center.
Could you imagine?
Ben's. He takes draws. You went 4-0 today in the face-off dot, but
that's right.
He's not a center. No, he cannot back check. Ben says check. Sharks all day on screen.
Yep.
He's off camera, but on screen. He said, would you buy tickets to see Jack Hughes? But then he'd be hurt. Well, he'd probably hurt your feelings because he's so good. He's the best player in the NHL right now. He scored the gold medal winning goal. Tanner says Matthews.
I know. I'm just stirring the pot.
I wouldn't pay to see Austin Matthews play.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I think he was just in reference though to the comment earlier.
Contracts being up and
2
years.
Yeah.
I've said it before. I don't think Matthews playing another game with the Leafs. I really don't.
The way that they responded for him.
That's right. He's got every excuse to leave now too.
Yep.
And he knows that the whole thing is not turning around in the 2 years that he would stay anyway.
Well, Keith Pelly said they had cornerstones of the franchise there. And
Oh, he did?
yeah,
Was that the same Keith Pelly that was surprised that the Montreal Canadiens were like, he was shocked and surprised that the Canadiens had such a surge back up to the standings, and he used the words, "I'm surprised."
Mhm.
The same Keith Pelly that is the head of an organization like now at the Red brand, but when he was with the Blue brand and they produce a TV show on Crave called The Rebuild, which is all about exactly how Montreal got back to where they are. He was in charge of the entire conglomerate that put together the TV show, and he's surprised that they've come up so quickly.
Yeah.
There's a show called The Rebuild. My God, Keith. So embarrassing to get up there and say things like that. Like, I just wish I was in the press conference. I have a question.
Sage, this is OSN.
Thank you. This is OSN. Ottawa Sports Now. Keith, when you were over at the Blue brand, did you not have a show called The Rebuild in which it detailed every minutia and tiny little point of how the Canadians got back to where they are? It's a show on Crave called The Rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that one when you were the head of the conglomerate? And why are you surprised after watching that show that they're actually rebuilt?
Maybe he thought the rebuild was going another way.
But just watch the show then. Okay. Show's getting silly when he's McDavid to the Wild. No.
It's getting wild.
No. All right. So tomorrow, the Ottawa Senators, will they be in a playoff spot? Yes or no?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. The answer is no.
The answer is no.
I think Columbus is going to beat Winnipeg tonight.
You think so?
Yeah. And so Columbus will get up into
Columbus able to break out their losing skid.
Yep, I think so. But that means Ottawa will only be 1 point out with a game in hand.
Yeah.
Which honestly, after today's debacle, not debacle, but they got pounded today.
Yep.
And after that, to worst case, to only be 1 point out of a playoff spot with a game in hand, that's not too bad, right? So
could be worse.
Could be worse. Zach, always appreciate you coming in studio.
Yeah.
Pre-game, post-game. This is fantastic.
This is great.
Look forward to This Is Wrestling coming out.
That's right.
That should be.
I'm just seeing Ben Sublier in the corner of my eye doing the Obafemi walk-off. It is quite a sight to behold here.
Oh, see, this is what I need. These best pals, Sean Monahan. It's Monahan, not Monathan, but yeah, scores the game winner. I would love that. Basically, he got cast aside after having hip surgery, and people thought, "Oh, Sean Monahan is not the same player." He had hip surgery, and then he came back, and now he's good again.
Yeah,
love Sean Monahan. That picture is up there somewhere.
I've seen the picture before. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Been moved around.
It's been moved around.
It's one of those, like, there's certain trigger words that happen for Lee, and then it's like Sean Monahan is one of them. It's like, oh, Sean Monahan. Let me tell you about Sean Monahan.
Let me tell you about Sean Monahan. Yeah.
Cody Ceci. He was underappreciated by the Sens fan base.
Just because all these guys play for the 67s.
Yeah, you notice a common pattern here?
Corey Cowick. Corey Cowick got drafted for the simple reason that he went in and hit Alex Pietrangelo a million times in the playoff series. That's why he got drafted. Tanner says it's hidden with the lever stage. This is not the right term, and I actually starts to get me angry. Todd White, Tanner, it's the Versage stage, not the verse stage.
But there's a much better photo. You do have to admit
it's print. I didn't make the print. It's printed on the Versage stage.
Yeah, the Versage.
I didn't make it.
Doesn't mean that's what you call it.
Yes, it is. I read it as it is because it was made for me. The Versage stage.
So what you're saying then is that I'm actually Zach McGibbon. I'm not Hornswoggle. I mean, I can agree with that. I mean,
it does say Zach McGibbon.
It does say it on the thing there, right? You know,
in blue.
So you know what? I agree with that.
All right. Well, like I said, I think PJ from North Gore was the smartest person on the show today, saying let's just scrap this game, revamp for tomorrow.
That's right.
Get things going again against Carolina Hurricanes. Enjoy tonight's action, and I don't know who's coming tomorrow. Actually, might just be me tomorrow.
Might just be you.
Might just be me.
We'll see. I've got some time tomorrow.
Well, we'll see if I can get Zach from.
One?
Yeah, it's Far Haven though. It's far.
Yeah, it is far.
But yeah,
we'll see.
We'll be able to see. We'll be able to piece it together. Tanner from the Hammer has been into the chat though, and we appreciate that. Ben's been in the chat. He's been here.
Yeah.
Heater's working again. He's working again. Everything's good here.
The way he's kind of set up right now, he's kind of looking down on us.
Oh, always.
So, yeah.
Always.
He's pointing at us too. It's like, I feel.
Well, I can tell you that we are going to tape some. This is wrestling, what we call shorts or little games or things, and he's the master of that.
Yep.
Like he's in control, and he's exuding confidence right now as the person in control of those things.
Yeah.
Like you guys have no idea what's coming.
Yeah.
And he's acting like that now. So we got to go off this show to get to that.
Right.
But this has been fun. And I think for Ottawa, 6 games left. I mean, you're probably looking at, like for me, if you're not going 5-1, it's going to be hard to make it just because of what other teams are going to do. So at 4-2, I think you're rolling the dice.
Mm-hmm.
You can find a way to beat the Carolina Hurricanes tomorrow and then move on to Tampa and Florida during the week at home. You get a little bit of rest on Monday and Wednesday with those games Tuesday and Thursday. So, all right, Zach, we will definitely talk to you later one way or another. Thanks for being here.
Hey, good to be here. I'm here live in Shaver Sage.
That's right.
It is quite something. We've recorded here before, but not live. So not live. This is real cool.
Oh, you got the Jock River going by.
Yeah. It's a nice setup. It really is a nice setup.
I know that, and it'll get nicer.
Yeah.
The flashing red light for what?
Oh, just to wrap it up.
Isn't it the best thing though, Zach? As someone that works in radio, like when the show's over or the newscast is over, it's over. Like, but you have to hit your mark.
Yep.
This one?
No.
We want to go another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
In fact, on This Is Wrestling, there's been a lot of shows where I thought we're over.
Yeah.
Like half an hour later, they're not over.
We're still going. We're still going. That might be just the new bit now. It's just like, let's just see.
Well, people are doing this. It's like, no, it's our setup. It's our house. Like, I don't need to stop at any time.
Yeah.
But we're going to stop now.
Yeah, we are going to stop.
All right.
There you go.
Show over? You're damn right it's over. I'd love to guess. Yes. Show over? Question mark? You're damn right it's over. Love that. That's a good way to end the show.
Yes.
So Lever Sage, Ben Subel here in the background. Zach McGibbon, who has come in for the pregame, postgame show, sends lose 4-1 to the Minnesota Wild to get some help. The New York Rangers defeat Detroit 4-1 and keep them, as we speak right now, in a playoff spot. Appreciate you listening to This Is Overtime on OSN.